Can you hear that coffee in the background? Coffee being made. Now, last time I made the mistake of doing a podcast live without coffee, so I was really boring. Pretty boring. I have some exciting poetry this morning with the coffee in the background at the coffee shop. So, here we go. Let's see how this sounds. This is a Friends exclusive live presentation with a little bit of background conversation in the coffee shop. I'm back. I have been looking forward to this all week long, so much so that I woke up at midnight after only 3 hours of sleep, and it took me 2 hours to get back to sleep. Hi, Matt. If this is live, so interaction is encouraged, and I will read your comments after I get through this. Each poem, maybe. So I've got two poems. One that I wrote, not sure when. I'll start with the least greatest poetry and get to the best. And the best one is not even mine. Can you believe it? And you're probably asking, well, how many poems have you written? Well, my first year of writing poetry, I wrote 21, I believe. And I stopped counting after 50 until just the other day. I counted them, and it looks like about 80. But I think I'm getting to the threshold where maybe more than half of it is good to nice. And the other half, because most of my poetry was like not that good to really bad. I think I'm over the threshold now. Probably 50% is a guess. So I've got two here, and this one's called Christmas of White. And I wrote it. It shows 2011, but I probably wrote it beforehand, and that's the Google Docs date. So here it is. Let's see if I could do this here. The days before Christmas now come to a close, as all of the north hopes that it snows. We wish for a Christmas of white. The weather's too warm, yes, much too fair. It's not quite the weather for snow around here, for us to have a Christmas of white. It just isn't Christmas without any snow to cover the ground and give the night glow for a wonderful Christmas of white. Maybe soon someone will care enough to utter a hopeful prayer. Lord Jesus, please give us a Christmas of white. So there's that one. And then we have Christmas Past. This is better, in my opinion. Written December 13th, 2004. I was in Afghanistan. It's called Christmas Past. As Christmas time draws ever near, I wish at home to be, with those I love so very dear, while sitting around the Christmas tree. My mind goes back many years ago when I was just a lad. My eyes replay a vintage so of us kids and mom and dad. The lights are dim while eyes are bright with hope for a wish come true. We all would stay up throughout the night to play with something new. Hands are poised to tear apart and grasp what awaits inside. Parents hope for a grateful heart to give them peace of mind. Time ticks slow and seems to pause as gifts resign disguise. Joyful smiles, no Santa Clauses, not to thank for their surprise. Wrappers cover the carpet floor, then children scatter to play. Who would dare to ask for more from a lovely Christmas day? That's even better. Here's my favorite. This was written during the Civil War. The words are by Henry W. Longfellow, music by John Calkin. And it's called I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. When I found out that this was written during the Civil War, it brought a lot of meaning to the poem. It must have been on a radio or announced at church one time or something, but it always stuck with me. So I read it every year, and it means a lot to me. So I'll read it like a poem, not going to sing it, but listen to the words. The first two are just kind of the warm-ups, and then the third, fourth, and fifth verse are the best. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carol play, and wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill toward men. I thought how, as the day had come, the belfries of all Christendom had rolled along through unbroken song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said, for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men. Till ringing, singing on its way, the world revolved from night to day. A voice, a chime, a chant sublime of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Now tell me if that's not moving. It's moving to me. It's my favorite song. And that is the grand finale. So I want to do this every week. Share a little poetry because I'm that awesome, that cool, that hip, in vogue. See, poetry isn't in vogue, but it's like a lot of things in economics. You have to create the demand, right? And I'm going to create the demand through creating a community of poets called We the Poets. So you can message me if you have poetry. If you want to send it to my email, I will give you the email address. I'm going to make one up specifically for that. And we're going to share poetry. Now, I have enough poetry myself. I could share 2 every week for the next year. I know if you're doing math, you're going to say, well, that's only 40 weeks based on what you said earlier. But by that time, I would be able to write a lot more. So we'll see. But you can help me if you have poetry and you would like to share that, either anonymously or otherwise. So got a good 7.5 minutes out of this. Merry Christmas, and thanks for watching. You have a good day.